Carolina 27530?
Yes.
Okay, and Goldsboro spelled Golds, B as in boy, ORO?
Yes.
Okay, and then what are you calling to report today, sir?
I'm calling to report a possible cover-up in the case of Javion Magee in Vance County, North Carolina.
From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you on your feet.
Taylor House, we got the scoop. Taylor House Publishing.
All right, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessing. All praising to the Most High. I'm Richard Taylor, and I'm back with an update concerning the Javion Magee case. Now, you've been following the channel for a while. You know, 21-year-old Javion Magee was found in Henderson, North Carolina on September the 11th. We have been investigating this case, turned over stones, exposing information, which leads to a possible cover-up by the Vance County Sheriff Department here in North Carolina. And we've been at a standstill as far as, you know, as much information that we put out there. We have eyewitnesses stating that he was found, you know, beaten up. We have, you know, phone records. We have, you know, just a multitude of information which we've uncovered that begs to differ from the narrative that the Vance County Sheriff Department is putting out. So, you know, the other day I talked with the Chief Medical Examiner's office, and once again, they were saying how the Vance County Sheriff have yet to fill out the investigative report. Almost 2 months there, and he even mentioned that's one of the first things that is normally finished. So that caused, once again, my antennas to rise, and I took it upon myself to call the FBI. Now, we've been filling out the FBI forms. Some people have filled out the Department of Justice forms. Some people have went through other avenues, but I decided to call the FBI directly. And what you're going to hear next is the FBI call from the hotline. And so you're going to see how the lady took the information and expressed interest in the case. And you're going to hear the information I told her. So after the call, and I may stop it here and there, but after you hear the call, I suggest that you also call this number. I'm going to give you that number. That number is 1-800-225-5324, and mention Javion and all of the information that you may have or that you may remember about this case, or just express your suspicions about the validity of the claim of the Vance County Sheriff Department. So without further ado, I'm going to play this conversation just to give you guys an idea of, you know, the things I told them, so you can know what to tell them as well when you call. Once again, I thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like and share the video, and make sure, once again, you call the number so we can continue to get this case some exposure, but most importantly, some justice.
Okay, and then what are you calling to report today, sir?
I'm calling to report a possible cover-up in the case of Javion Magee in Vance County, North Carolina. Javion Magee was found September the 11th at T&R Truck and Repair. That's a truck stop. He was a 21-year-old truck driver from Chicago, Illinois, who just dropped off his load. He had just been started driving for like a month. And he was found with a rope wrapped around his neck 11 times, and the rope was tied to a tree. He wasn't hanging. He was just sitting on the ground with the rope tied around his neck, and then the rope like wrapped around the tree. A lot of times I have pictures and everything like that. And the Vance County Sheriff Brain initially preliminary ruled it as a, but we've done a lot of research, me, investigators, other law enforcement from other towns, and it's clear that he was placed there. They have footage of him going to Walmart and buy the rope, but he was talking to his grandmother. We've uncovered a history of corruption in Vance County. I'm sure, because you can look up some cases around there, and and I have a recording of the guy, one of the guys who found him, who was on the police report, saying that he was beat up. It looked like somebody beat the SHIT out of him when he was found. And there's so much other information that we've uncovered. It'll be too detailed, but we've been doing videos. My name is Richard Taylor, but my YouTube is Taylor House Publishing. We've been uncovering just everything. We've been putting it out there. A couple of large platforms talked about it, but we just haven't, had any government entity look into it. But as of today, I called the chief medical examiner's office, and they're saying, well, the report has not came back yet because they are still waiting on Vance County to finish the investigative report, so they can. And the autopsy report hasn't came back. And that's been about 2 months, but I've spoken to the witness that he quote unquote particularly gave $228 to from Walmart. There's no footage of that. The only footage they have of him was walking out of the Walmart buying a rope, and they have footage of him going back and forth at this truck stop, at this truck repair store, from his truck to the tree line in which he was found. Now, I talked with the people at the Shell station across the street from where it happened. They said that right after it happened, the police and detectives came back to get the footage from the store, which would really show what happened. Now, they showed the family bits and pieces of footage, but they never showed the family when he came to that lot and dropped his trailer off, because he dropped the trailer at this lot before, and then he went to Walmart, he went to Hampton Inn, and then he came back. Now, other truckers have called from the same TNR that tried to park. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. No, hang on just a second, because you're giving me a lot of information.
Yes.
So.
All right. So you heard her interrupt me because I'm trying to get it all out, and I don't know, when she's going to stop me, but I'm just trying to lay the case out all out at one time, which I know I can't do. So that's why, once again, we need you all to call as well. But you and mind you, like I said, I stayed on the phone for about 35 minutes before someone even answered. So be prepared to wait. As you see, I'm out in the car doing something. I called at home, but then I had to go run some errands, and then they finally answered. So be prepared to to experience a little bit of wait. But as you can see from this lady, she does ask questions, and she does show interest in the case.
Okay, so you said that you have a YouTube channel.
Yes, it's Taylor.
Are you okay? Hold on. You said Taylor what?
It's Taylor, Taylor House, House Publishing. Taylor House Publishing. And that's, I've been doing, videos, but this case, I went actually to the scene. I went to the city, interviewed people about it. And then people just started gravitating to the case. Other people have, from Henderson have been looking into it, uncovering things.
So you said that you had spoken with law enforcement about it.
Yes, I've spoken with the sheriff as well. I spoke with the sheriff. He told me not to call him anymore. Because it's just I spoke with medical examiners, I spoke with the detective. None of them, they're so quiet about it. I even went down to get the police report when it first happened, and they actually took my ID and ran a copy of it. I've never had that done because I do investigative reporting. No police department has ever took my ID. This was the sheriff office. They took my ID and ran it on. I've been receiving threatening calls. I have, I have the recording of a threatening call. It was a private number. It was a private number, but you can. I don't know if you guys have a way of looking up the private number, but the guy was like, "Be careful, be careful." And then I received a threatening text that I've woken the good old boys up, and they might come to Goldsboro or Virginia Beach and pay you a visit, because they said Virginia Beach because that's where I used to stay. And so, all of these things are documented on the channel. Like we've been, covering this. Like it's a whole community of people that's been covering this. And, I just got so much information. Like I can send you the recordings. I can send you the pictures. I can send you the recording of the guy who found him saying, no, he was beat up. Like he said, I told everybody. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sure. No, you're fine. So what was his name?
His name, Javion, Javion Magee.
Okay, and his last name?
Magee.
Okay, and that was JAV as in Victor, IONMAGEE.
Yes.
Okay. And then that was the Vance County Sheriff's Department.
Vance County Sheriff Department. The sheriff name is Sheriff Brame. He told 2 stories. One, Detective Bishop is the lead detective I spoke to.
Wait, hold on. You gotta slow down.
My fault. I'm sorry.
Who was the first sheriff?
Pardon me?
Who was the first sheriff?
And you hear her say, hey, you got to slow down. You got to slow down a little bit. And once again, I was just so elated to get someone finally on the phone that I can talk to about this case. So I would advise you, because I'm listening to it now, I would advise you, if you do call, just answer the specific question, because I'm noticing she would ask me a specific question. I would answer the question and then go on and on about a whole lot of rant. That's some more information that came to mind. So I think that, is good intentions on my part, but for her getting to the information that she needs to know, we probably just need to stick to answering the questions that she asked. Well, let's continue.
Who was the first sheriff that you mentioned?
Sheriff Brame, Brame.
Brame, and then what was the other one?
Detective Bishop.
Okay. And then Sheriff Brame was the one that you spoke to, right? The one that told you to stop calling?
Yes, I spoke to him on 2 separate occasions.
Okay. And then who was Detective Bishop?
Detective Bishop. I spoke to him as well.
Okay. And then about your concerns about the cover-up?
Yes. Yeah. The cover-up.
Okay. And then did you contact anybody else about this as well?
No, I sent some, some people sent it to the SBI, but in the North Carolina Department of Justice, but they sent the emails back and saying we're not investigating this. Any questions has to be taken to the Vance County Sheriff Department, which of course they are part of the issue. So I've sent some tips through the online thing, but I think it never got through or whatever. So, but yeah, a lot of people have been trying to get the attention of somebody, and I just Googled this number today.
Have you contacted the state attorney general?
No, we have not. No, because of course, it was the election and everything, and actually Josh Stein has been to Goldsboro, but no, I have not contacted the state attorney general. No, this is the first step that I've actually because
any sort of if you believe of misconduct and things of that nature within a local police department, contacting internal affairs as well with that department is also an option as well.
You talking about the Vance County, called their internal affairs?
Yes.
Yeah, that seems kind of, like how would I
Okay.
expect them to, if like this, if you, I don't know if you've ever heard of them or whatever, but if you look up this department, it has a history of corruption. Like, investigating this has covered many of their deputies doing things, being arrested actually, and still being paid. The sheriff sticking behind these deputies. So it's hard for me to trust them to do the right thing.
Okay.
There you see me kind of stuttering over that because I sounded like Sheriff Brain, Ashley. But, I couldn't, even fathom like, okay, well, I will go to the Internal Affairs Division of Vance County and expect them, with the history of corruption that they have, to investigate themselves and uncover more corruption. Like, and it seemed obvious to me. That's why I couldn't even put it into words. Like, I'm calling you about a possible cover-up from this county, and you're telling me to bring your issues to that county. You know what I mean? So I was speechless, as you can tell. But we're gonna reach the end of this call real quick.
I understand.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you can definitely contact the state attorney general as well. What state was this in?
This is in North Carolina. I'm sorry, Vance County, North Carolina, and the county seat is Henderson, North Carolina.
Okay. So I believe I have enough information at this moment. But should anybody need anything further from you, I do have your phone number documented.
Yes. And if you need any of those pictures, recordings, I have all of those. Or you can just, refer whoever has the time to look through it to Taylor House Publishing. And all of the videos, you just type in Taylor House Publishing, Javion Magee, and, all of the videos we've done, about 30, just detailing every bit of information. Every time we got a bit of information, we would talk about it. And,
okay.
This.
Okay. I have that documented.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I believe that, State Attorney General, Internal Affairs. I know you said you didn't really feel comfortable doing that, but that's just my recommendation.
Okay. The Internal Affairs of the Vance County Sheriff Department?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then the State Attorney General as well for North Carolina.
Okay.
Okay. And then I also have the information documented too. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. And what's your name?
Sir. I don't provide my name, but I can give you my ID number.
All right. What's your ID number?
It's 8087.
8087.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, 8087.
You're very welcome, sir. You have a good rest of your day.
All right. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, so there you see the totality of the phone call. You heard the suggestions that the lady mentioned going to the Internal Affairs Division, which I will make that call, as well as the Attorney General's office. So if you saw the video from the other day, we put the FBI number up there. That number that I called was 1-800-225-5324. Again, it's 1-800-225-5324. And there's a prompt system, like you heard it ask me a whole bunch of questions about, my information. But also it said if you're calling about an existing case, press 1. And then for all other inquiries, press 6. Or, they went through a list of other things. But I would either suggest, either 1 or 6. If you press 1, and they don't have a case for Javion, that means, they don't have a case. So you'll be establishing the case. But being that I already pressed 6 and I gave them the information, then they should have a case open up. Or if that is just their tip hotline and they need more and more people to call for them to open up an official case, then, that's the one we need to hit. But nevertheless, either one would get you to the right person. But once again, you have to exercise some patience because, like I said, I waited for 35 minutes. But as you see, it was well worth it to get Agent 8087 to hear the call. So we're going to continue to call to keep this case in the forefront of whoever has something to do, to do with it, and continue to keep the family, of Javion in our hearts and prayers, but also continue to stay vigilant in the pursuit of justice, because as we all know the scripture, Ephesians 5:11 by now, take no part in the works of darkness, rather expose them, because it is a shame to even speak of the things that they do in secret. And we feel that some things was done to our brother Javion Magee in secret, and so that's why we want to continue to expose them. If you have any information, any advice, any expertise, and things of this nature, feel free to call me direct, 919-587-7782, or you can email me at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for tuning in the video. Peace and blessings. Y'all have a blessed day, night, morning, evening, whatever time that you're watching the video. Peace and blessings.
Right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you in your feet.
Taylor House, we got the scoop.
Taylor House Publishing.